Now, fully watching, and this is probably what, part four, I think I've uploaded one, two, three, probably about part, this is either three or four, either one. I can't really pinpoint it, but I will most definitely say that I feel like Annie Wilkes, when she said, you dirty birdie, Misery Chastain is not. She's not dead. You know what I mean? When she was bullying Paul to write that darn book, because Paul Sheldon had got into an accident. If you haven't seen Misery, Paul Sheldon got into an accident. Annie Wilkes, which was supposed to be a nurse, had pulled him out of the car. And honey, why she was obsessed with his work. And so because she was obsessed with his work, she didn't care if he had unhealed or not, honey. She wanted him to write the next edition, the next episode of what she wanted. hmm And Paul tried to get up out of there because he was like, what the hell is going on? She done lost her mind. I ain't got to do nothing for you. You know what I mean? And he get to trying to get out, and boy, when that thing found out that Paul wasn't gonna write that version that he had wanted of the book, he wasn't gonna write the next version of the book that she had wanted him to write, honey. That Miss that and the Will said, you you dirty birdie, Misery Chastain cannot be dead. Ooh, oh my God. Boy, that thing, ooh. And she tortured that man because he tried to get out. I'm telling you, that mother said, you dirty birdie, Misery Chastain. Woo. After listening to Mr. Steele and Mr. Short, I'm talking about they on point with what they talking about. I don't know what the judge is not comprehending because the state done sold him that boo boo kitty story where they're just bringing evidence in just to say these things, but at the same time you still building your case and forming your case, because obviously the case was not created, obviously the case was not formed, the case does not have foundation, so that shouldn't even be allowed after day 75 or 6, whichever day trial we on, 4, 5, 6, however. I'm not sure what day of trial we're on, but I do know that that is not fair when you've already established that these men know each other, and then you bring in this evidence and get them, some charges that they didn't plead guilty for. You go ahead and throw it up in this case. That is wrong. This is stuff that happened, stuff they was indicted for, stuff they did time for, stuff they got out of, so or doing time for. So I'm confused to the matter of that's not fair, because either a deal is a deal or it ain't a deal, and then you come back and make me pay for what all I did not serve just because you're not satisfied. Your end of the deal wasn't satisfied and somebody gotta pay for it. What? Okay. Um, yeah. That's a lot. That's a lot right there. And it looked like it's something bigger, um, even going on with even this, who the fall guys are. It looked like it's something bigger than them, and they're not calling out what's bigger, or maybe they need to get to bigger, but you trying to make something look good so it can buy you some time as well. That's what it looks like. But I'm telling you right now, if there was any unbiased judge and impartial judge on that case, because I always say, whatever case you have or whatever you have found, whatever case you have, even if you remove a part from it, I don't care how big it is, you still got a case. You supposed to, if it's legit. And sometimes one little piece can be, part of the puzzle, but not no piece that's not in truth. Okay. I said not no piece that's not in truth. That false piece stuff, that's going to cause the foundation to fall every time. That false piece stuff and stuff you want to build off somebody just because of what you thought or what you wanted, that stuff going to fall down every time. Yeah, that's why I always say no weapon formed against us shall prosper. No weapon formed against us shall prosper. People will take law and try to oppress and suppress people. People will take, businesses and try to oppress and suppress people. We've seen it in all aspects of life. At the end of the day, it will come back and knock on your door when you do stuff that's not pure and in truth at the end of the day. And the way this case was put together, and I don't care if it is for a good cause. It has nothing to do with racism. It has nothing to do with, people just hating on the individual. It's just sloppily put together. Therefore execute what you are trying to persuade. And I can go in even deeper, but I'm not. And it's unfortunate that it will be, I'm not going to come on anymore and elaborate on this type of stuff. But I do know that this case is not solid. I do know that every little crack the judge lets them slime and slide into, yeah. Every time he lets them do that, they build on with a narrative that you really don't have evidence for at the end of the day. Or if you do have evidence, it's not matching up with what you're saying, so it ain't real. It's just not. When people already undid, I ain't gonna rerun it. I just feel like Miss Anna Wilkes right now. You dirty body. That must say Misery Chastain. Why she do that man like that about that book? I talked about this a long time ago. I can't believe she did that man like that about that doggone book. The man was in a wheelchair and everything. He was in a wheelchair. He couldn't even move, and she's still like, you better write this book. You better write this book. Wow. And she wasn't satisfied. I was so happy when he wrote that book and set it on fire, huh? Yeah, if you haven't seen Misery, watch Misery for back in the day. That was a good movie. That was a good movie. Kathy Bates played that woman, huh? She sure did. But that as I watch this trial, that's all I see. Uh-huh. Oh my God.